Hello. You're right. We're back again, like that terrible itch that you've got the cream for and it just won't go away. Yeah, get well soon. Johnny should have been with us tonight. He's got the lurgy. I don't know which one of the lurgies. Something about bears. I think that's what he said. Anyway, we're a Bergkamp Wonderland. We are an Arsenal podcast, and this is ABW Live. And with me tonight, it's Josh, the man with a moustache and 50% less headphones than he had 10 minutes ago. How you doing, Josh?
I am doing significantly better than my other set of headphones. That as soon as I asked, how were you, Dani? It decided to cut down. So perhaps it was a blessing in disguise that I didn't get to hear that part of the conversation.
Yeah, because unlike my guts, which it usually is, it wasn't this time. It is just it's -2 degrees, and my arthritis is going, you won't be moving today. No. And the NHS is shit, because I went to see a doctor who could barely speak a word of fucking English. He asked me 5 questions, ladies and gentlemen, 5 questions. When I got the letter through from the NHS, he hadn't listened to any of the fucking answers. Apparently, I don't live on my own, and I use the electric chair every day. No, you stupid fuck, I don't. I have a child who doesn't give a shit, and I'm wheeling around in this fucking piece of shit all day long that I've had since 1991, when I could see my undercarriage without using mirrors. That's why your headset broke, Josh. You didn't even have to hear any of that.
No, I didn't get to hear that. Fortunately, I've now heard it second time around when it's slightly more coherent. And yeah. I feel like I missed out the first time around.
So if you're watching Mr. Pradeep, you, sir, can go fuck yourself. I'm going to get another... What's the word for it? Rheumatologist, because you are a fucking moron. Right, let's have a little look at see who's in the chat box window thingy-malarking Bob. Martin Gilmore, he's looking very smiley there with some young ladies. He says, great performance tonight. Well, thank you, because we haven't done anything. Oh, the team. Oh, okay, I see. Stephen Edwards says, woo, some brilliant football today. And again, another man with a couple of young ladies. I say young ladies, the YouTube bit is covering up. I can't see who the person on the right is. I'm just taking it that you are a philanderer. And I don't know what any other words after that are. Mr. Waffles, a man who is never knowingly surrounded by ladies. He's surrounded by 2 young men who were sat on his sofa playing Xbox last time I looked. So there you go. He says, hello, love a good clean sheet. There we are. It is quite good. That's 2 in a row. And Stephen Edwards, we've already spoken to. Formerly Noza, says Alba. Yeah, there you go. Can't argue with that. And lots of numbers. Tierney, Saka and Lacazette. Were really good tonight. Yes, you were very right. Jimmy H at evening. Colo's Used Cars says, I do not know what the fuck that is in your avatar. I suppose no one's put porn in their avatar yet. We won't know until it pops up on the screen. So there you go. I would have done it by now, but I'd probably be found out by people that are watching. So still after that, Mark 1 Ford Fiesta, Colo, if you can sort me out, that'd be lovely. Phil Macker, he says, well, I enjoyed that, and we've not been able to say that often of late. No, you haven't. Jimmy says, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Yes. Any other new names here? There is... Oh, Grumpy Gooner. Might have to change that soon. Brilliant game. It certainly was. Thomas from Norway, where it's probably -100. Looked Lacazette top striker. That doesn't scan. I'm going to ignore that. Matt Roberts says, hello, Gunner 90. I said, even all says, Alba's body language is shocking. I always think of a good analogy for Alba, Josh. Have you ever seen a stray cat in your garden?
Yes, I'm aware of cats.
Have you ever tried to tempt a stray cat in? Little bit, and then it may come in. So that's a little bit like Aubameyang at the moment. He's kind of not interested. Then he's a little bit interested. And then at times he looks slightly interested. I reckon next game or the game after, we're going to get our Aubameyang back. Do you like my analogy?
I did like your analogy. And I'd agree. I think just get some dreamies. I've saw a lot of adverts for those. So give him a little shake for him. And he'll be there too sweet. Hopefully scoring some goals.
As I have here, hidden from my cats. Sean bought the cats for Christmas. Can't make too much noise. They'll be all in here and I'll be covered in pussy. These things, they're duck strips. And they stink. And Dora loves them, and she doesn't eat human food or dead things. She only eats biscuits. So she's loving them. Who else is there? Darren Clifford says Winterburn-esque from KT. It's very true indeed.
I've seen James Ralph Stokes is in there.
Shut up.
On the Facebook.
I haven't looked at the Facebook one yet. Right, you read out some of what the people are saying, and
Okay. Nick Fights is in the Twitch. I was going to say the Discord, but it's not. That's not how it works. I barely know how any of these work now. I've got to that point where technology is no longer my friend, is now an enemy, a sworn enemy. And you've got Travis in there, Travis Desmond, as AKA the Walrus and the Hedgehog. They're not an indie band. They are a catering company who do some tasty food.
And they don't sell hedgehogs.
They don't sell hedgehog or walrye. Is it walruses or walrye? Walruses.
I forgot to tweet that we were live, so you carry on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was busy looking for the link to where we were anyway, because I couldn't see it on the YouTube either. Stephen Edwards says, "My son is not a lady." I mean, that's a very close-minded thought there, Stephen. Anyone can be whatever they are. If he wants to be a helicopter, if that boy wants to be a helicopter, he can goddamn be a helicopter.
Yeah, he could be two of them.
Exactly. Mike Harneman is there as well. Yes, boys, fantastic win, 3 in a row in a group of fixtures we all know we'd struggle to get any points from. We've even got questions as well. They've started coming through. We should probably start this show at some point, shouldn't we?
We should do. I've done all the tweets now, and I'm going to go and find the thing from. There's a name for you, Sonam Gurung. There is a picture on my screen. It's less than an inch wide. Looks like him with a lady with his arm round. That's very good. Julian Salmon, one of our members. It says evening from Colombia. You didn't read that bit out, did you?
No, I didn't read out that Julian Salmondo was here. He did ask us a question, though.
Did he? Where's this one from? I'm trying to find. I'm just looking through to see. Stokes. Oh, Stephen Selby's there.
So if you go 3 up, there you go.
Your beard stirs my loins. There you are, and I follow him on the Instagrammings, and he's having a lovely time. And his kid has never looked more like his father than his son looks like James, and that is a wonderful thing. So
testament to his milkman.
Yes, indeed. Your milkman must look just like you, Stokes, and Mrs. Stokes and baby Stokes. Yeah, they were meant to be getting the Goonosphere back on. They ain't done it, so what I'm going to have to do is get them all back on again and do a podcast with us, because it seems they're too fucking lazy to do anything on their own. There's just so many people. We've got someone on the Twitch. Hi, Claudius. Okay, real talk. When does Big Bobby Holding get into the England squad? I'd say fucking never. Oh, here we go. We've got to, yes. So, what do you think to the lineups? Was there any shock with anything that they started with? Because I wasn't overly happy about Martinelli not starting. Then I thought that's a little bit cruel to have a Brazilian who has never seen weather less than 30 degrees coming in at -2 up north. So, what was your thoughts on the lineups?
To be honest, I had the opposite thought. I was kind of happy that Martinelli was rested. I think that's the way I'd probably describe it, rather than dropped. The rest of the team kind of picked itself. Ceballos in for El Neni. He against West Brom. We can play. We don't need to be so defensive, do we? With 2 proper sitting midfielders, we could play someone with a bit more guile and industry. And I thought it would be the perfect chance with Lacazette starting, with Aubameyang starting, for him to finally score from open play again, because I can definitely say he's not scored from open play all year, given that it's the 2nd of January, without having to go back through and work out when the last time he did actually score from open play was, but it's been a while.
I had a vision, Josh. At one point I thought, hold on, what if we get a penalty? Would Lacazette turn down the chance of a hat-trick to return the favour that Aubameyang did for him and hand him the ball?
Oh, I don't know. Lacazette's never scored a hat-trick for us, so he might take it up. Depends how big his goal bonus is. Might be a extra box of mince pies in for him.
I think he would go and... Why doesn't he let me do that? I think he would give it to Aubameyang, and then they'd have their bromance to be back on fire. And it'd be a lovely thing to see. I think that's only fair. Yeah,
no, I think it's only fair as well that he would offer it back. But, chance for a hat-trick doesn't come around every week, and he doesn't get many of them.
He doesn't. Yeah, so with the starting lineup, Sam, for people who may not have seen the game, we had Leno in goal, Tierney at left back, Tierney at left back, left wing back, left midfield, left wing, and left striker was Tierney. Mari and Holding at the back, a centre pairing with Bellerin at right back. What do you think of the Holding Mari combination at the back? Because as long as Holding doesn't do anything other than defend, I think he's all right, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Mari is the perfect centre back for Arsenal in kind of a squad capacity. So we know Gabriel is the first choice left-sided centre-back, and every time Mari has come in, I think I said it in the last pod I was on as well, that the fact he's only played very few games for us and has come in and looked solid in every single game says that he's like a perfect squad centre-back for us, that you can just drop him in and you don't need to worry about him. Rob Holding, I think he's quietly been very good this season for us, having done a slight change in position from him being on the left side of defence to the right side. I think he's our best option at the moment. He's keeping David Luiz out of the team, which I think everybody is relieved about. And it's just a case of, until he makes a mistake, then we've got Callum Chambers coming back, who I think might be our long-term option. But yeah, I think whilst he's in this rich vein of form, it's right to also sign him up as well, as the talk is, to get him on a new contract.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that said Gunnar Runnerson, which is one hell of a name if you're an Arsenal player, that he's on more money than Holding is. Now, I think when he came from the Farmers League, I think he's on about 40 grand a week. I struggle to believe that Holding is on less than 40 grand a week when you see some of the shit we're giving money to at the club. Yeah, no,
it was surprising, but...
Have you froze? I think Josh has froze, or I've frozen. I'm going to go and have a look at the screen and then see what's happened. Am I still moving? Oh, no, yeah, I'm just checking the YouTube. It is officially Josh that has frozen. Oh, dear, never mind. Right, it's me on my own then, isn't it? And then in the midfield, we had Ceballos and Xhaka. Finally, people, let me know what you think in the chat box. What do you think about the Xhaka Ceballos? Is Xhaka forgiven all of his sins? Because, quite frankly, he has been a bit of a tit. But it seems to be he has a good game than a bad game. It's Josh. Cactus has said it's poor old Josh. Did we forget to plug Josh in last night? He's not had a good time of it. Josh needs a spare webcam. Yeah, he does. He's frozen in real life because it's chilly up north. It's -1 degree here now. Oh, it's full screen on me. That's the way the ladies like it. I've got a snood on. I haven't got a fat neck. Renry says over to me. So yeah, midfield. I think the Xhaka is gonna do all right if he has people playing around him that are not gonna put him in trouble where he can mess stuff up. And so then had a kind of midfield three ahead of them with Zekro, not Zekro, that's the next Arsenal player, isn't it? Emile Smith-Rowe in the middle, pulling strings, Did anybody notice, this is one of the notes that I've made, did anybody notice any similarities to the way that Emile Smith-Rowe was playing and the way Jack Wilshere used to play? Getting in everything, getting stuck in and getting a boot in the entire time. How many times in the first half did Smith-Rowe get pulled down? Did he get kicked? Did he get shoved, poked in the eye? Did he get his hair pulled? He spent more time on the floor being shoved over, which is good because then we can make the most of that and we can get somebody in who is good at free kicks. Xhaka, don't think he's the man for our free kicks, although he scored a magnificent free kick, but that was last year and we've moved on since then. So it's going to be... plenty of free kicks around the area because they know that is the only way you're going to stop the likes of Saka on the right, Smith-Rowe in the middle, and maybe if he can be bothered, Aubameyang on the left-hand side doing stuff to see if get himself playing back into form. Here we go. Liam says Xhaka can still go. Turning it on once the shit hits the fan, hits the fans. See what you've done there? Isn't good enough. I don't think he's the future at the club. Divyun says we should send Tierney to rescue John from the chills. I have my takeout here, and my mate Shazzy owns a place called Chili Bite, and I read that as Chili Bite. Then I read it again and realised it said chills. Here we go, Mr. Waffles. That's high praise. He's okay if people around him don't make him think. Mike Harniman. Yes, Emile Smith-Rowe was like a terrier. He certainly is. I should go and check the my messages to see if I've got anything from Josh yet. No, nothing there. I'm going to check my phone. I shouldn't really do this. Look at my phone during a show. Has he messaged me? Oh, yes. Got a message from our cactus saying he's free. So what do we do? What do we do, people? Do I wait a little bit and see if Josh can come back? What I'm going to go and do, I'm going to go and get this. I'm going to go and find Mr. Cactus. Then I'm going to go and get a message. Go to Cactus, clickety-click, there. And I'll go and send them a link to Cactus, and then he can come and join us. Richard can come and join us. Oh, there's Josh. Oh, he sent it anyway. We don't know what's happened there.
Sorry, my internet went.
Okay. All right, Richard, if you're watching, we don't need you. I'm going to send him that message. Yeah, Richard said that he was free, and so I've sent it off. I've tickled him, sent it to him, and then denied him. So we just sat here in utter silence waiting for you to come back. What happened? Internet just went down.
Yeah, I don't really know why it went down. I think it's because I got TP links, and one of them just decided, 7 o'clock now.
Okay,
don't need internet.
No, anyway. Well, the point that I was up to, I was just saying that Xhaka and Ceballos, they're looking quite good together. And I said, Xhaka is okay as long as no one around him makes him do anything that means he has to think.
Yeah, I thought he was good this evening. I think everybody generally had a good game. I can't think of anyone from a poor performance out there anyway. I don't know what the chat boys kind of thought as well on Granit Xhaka.
It still needs to go. I think the rest of it.
Yeah. I think that's probably about right. But we're in this moment where we know we're going to be playing some shit players.
Thomas from Norway. Brexit kicked in. RIP Josh. You've got someone in, I think it's Canada land. Oh, Richard is there. He can come and join us anyway. There you go, Richard. Hello.
Hello, gang. Hey, Josh.
Hi, Richard. Right? My internet's worse than yours.
At least on his mobile phone, you've got a £5,000 Apple Mac. There's a big difference there. Oh, look at that, he's frozen already. Adam Hopkins, who I think maybe Canadian, says even when Gabriel is back, it would still be really harsh to leave out Mari. He's been looking really assured at the back. Who would be your choice at the back if everyone was fit? Because I'm going to go Gabriel. No one would not say Gabriel. I like Mari playing with him.
I would say Gabriel, and then I would play someone else in there. But I think it's an upgrade. I wouldn't play Mari on that side. We brought him in as a left-footed centre-back. That's the position he knows. And I would probably... Callum Chambers is the one I would say is probably our first choice at the moment from people in the squad.
Well, the papers say he's going out on loan or might even be sold. What do they know?
Exactly. What do they know?
Oh, apparently Adam is Welsh, living in Canada.
I'm sorry.
Does he know Jeff? Does he know Jeff? I think all Canadian people in there know each other. Richard, who would be your centre-back pairing if everybody was fit, and why? I suppose we've waited forever to get a left-footed centre-back, and now we've got two, and Josh just told me we can't play them both together. He's not having it. Oh, there you go. Like I called you, I just said, Mari and Gabby are both left-footed, so one or the other, I think. Which one would you go for?
I would go for Big Bob Holding and Gabriel. Although I think Mari has done very, very well. I think he's been very assured and quite calm as well. I feel sorry for Gabriel in the sense of like he was our centre back when we were absolute dog shit. Excuse my language. So I would say Gabriel and Big Bob Holding. I think in a two, I don't think Louise is as comfortable enough. I think he's far too exposed in a pairing, and Callum Chambers isn't fit, bless him. So yeah, they would be my two.
Ron Ree is asking about Saliba. Nobody knows. Even Chris doesn't know, does he?
Bizarre, isn't it? It's the weirdest thing, considering how much money we spent on that guy.
Can you think? I said in our WhatsApp group sometime when I woke up and went back to sleep, the last player I remember a club buying to get in as a player they're going to use regularly was Joe Beauchamp. I don't know how you say that. Beauchamp. When he went from Oxford to West Ham, he was there for a week and went, I don't like it, I want to go home. And they sold him back to Oxford or Swindon or some combination of those teams. I can't ever remember having a player for a year and a half and then going, nah. We paid £20 million for one of the best up and coming young centre backs in the world. Josh, don't want him anymore. Never, not even tried him. Nah.
It's all very Chelsea, isn't it? You know, Kevin De Bruyne, Mo Salah. We can keep going on. Marco Marin, there's another one that they kind of brought in and didn't want to play.
Hazard Junior.
They did the same with Luis, didn't they?
Yeah,
originally.
Yeah.
They bought him and then they binned him off again and then bought him back again.
Yeah, the what Matic, didn't they do it with him?
Did they do it with Matic? No, I thought Matic came.
He's got a box full of stuff. What is it? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Sweeties. Oh, he's muted himself. He's never going to tell us.
I'm trying to find something to put my phone on.
Why haven't you gone and bought a £6 phone holder off of Amazon?
I do have one, but unfortunately, my Magic headset that I bought on your recommendation doesn't fit with any of the cases. So it's absolute bastards.
Dylan McKenzie. He says big Lukaku as well. There was a McKenzie at Peterborough. And we used to have a song about McKenzie. I'm saying about he'd hit the net like a fucking rocket. That's McKenzie. No, then he went to be a boxer. And that was it. So there you go. Clive Allen. There you go, Phil Macker. That's what we get for being old. Clive Allen. We bought him. I think that was more of a planned situation where Crystal Palace, he was at Crystal Palace, QPR, and Crystal Palace wanted him all the other way around, and they wouldn't sell to one and the other, so we were in the middle, and we got Kenny Sampson. But that was the gist of it. Should we move on with some more information about the game? And we haven't even got to up front. We had Aubameyang on the left and Smith Rowe in the middle. It was getting kicked all over the place. Saka on the right, and Lacazette up front. And one of the notes I made, Josh, was that I can't even put Leon McKenzie. That's the very man. That it reminded me of when Wilshere used to play. He's getting kicked all over the place and pulled down and shoved and poked. And we can make the most out of that. If we get somebody who can take free kicks and get them on target, because Xhaka was a fluke. Luis has got maybe one or two in his entire life. Pepe doesn't play for us anymore. He used all of his up in that when he got 2 in that one game in the Europa League. So, yeah, did you see any similarities? Because I think quite similar players at times, aren't they?
Yeah, I think there is certain similarities between the two. He's very much that kind of modern number 10. I think with Smith Rowe, which is a bit more like an 8, really. Just someone's a bit more creative going forward. And I thought again he was superb today. Going to have to continue making the caveat, I think, throughout the show if my Wi-Fi and headset situation continues to not screw me over. Let's say this was West Brom that we played, remember how everybody was screaming and shouting to say Willian was the second coming of Jesus for his performance against Fulham, first game of the season. Just, dampen a few expectations there. But otherwise, I think, he was great for us. And I think he's like the Aryan Grealish is the way I could describe him at the moment for us.
He could be. Richard, I just thought of something there. What did I just think? Oh, good God, it's gone already. No, I was going to make a good point. There was something I've just read. Oh, that was it. Josh was saying it's West Brom. This is the West Brom that went to Liverpool 2 games ago and got a Drew. Got a Drew.
Is that why he's not podding?
Yeah. And 2 games before that, they went to Man City and got another Drew. So they're not all the Drews. They've got all the Drews. We've only got one Drew here. Bless him. So they're not the worst team in the league, although that's Sheffield United. But to go there and win 4-0, I wasn't expecting that. Were you?
No, but I mean, these are the teams that we've not been beating and we've been doing crap against. Our record, I think, in this calendar year against the bigger sides, I think, has been a lot better. And it's the lesser sides, those sides that sit in a low block and that we can't break down. They're the teams that we're struggling with, and so I'm very positive about today's game. West Brom be damned. I was so happy with the way we played. We played with aggression. We played with speed, and I genuinely think that after that second goal, that snowstorm hadn't come down and slowed us down the zip of our passing, I think we would have probably even scored a couple more in that first half. But yeah, no, I don't care if it was West Brom. I'll take 4 goals against any team, every weekend.
Josh, Claudius on our Twitch says, I thought Lacazette was done, but now he looks really good with energetic attacking midfielders around him. That's what's made the difference, hasn't it? Not only is he scoring goals, but he's looking up for it. And is that 4 games in a row he scored for us now?
It's 4 games in a row? I'm not sure. But he has looked so important to us in the way we're kind of playing as well, that the young guys have got someone to bounce off from. I think what we've seen with Aubameyang starting up there is that he's not great in the link-up play. Lacazette has been superb, and I think he's been unlucky in some games to not score because his performances. Yeah,
He's got 5 in the last 4. He scored against Man City in the League Cup, against Chelsea in the league, Brighton in the league, and 2 tonight.
Yeah, and I think he has shown that we are a better team with him in at the moment for what we're trying to do. And so long may that continue at the moment. I think we kind of wonder how that's going to work long term, because obviously we've got someone like Martinelli. We want to get him in the side, and if we can't, if Aubameyang's out on the left, it's the big question of how do you kind of get those 3 into the team without necessarily shoehorning someone into a position that isn't great for us.
Yeah, I think you're right there. What else are they saying in the wonderful chat? It always makes me wonder when you lot with delete your own comments. You can say whatever you want in here, so it must be pretty bloody bad, or they've just made an error, like Xhaka should be captain or something. Rudy Rastos, Rudy says, Aubameyang looking shit though. It is. Richard, Aubameyang, what's going on? Did you hear my analogy at the start of the show?
No, I didn't. What was the analogy? Can you recap it for me?
It was when you got a stray cat and the stray cat doesn't want to know. You can tease it in a little bit. It gets a little bit closer, a little bit. Then it comes in, it's out again, and then it comes in, it stays in a bit long. That's like Aubameyang, isn't it? It's just a matter of time until eventually he does. We have got him in, and he's sitting on our lap, and we're petting him, stroking him, giving him a tickle, and he's scoring goals. Or do we take him to the vets and have him put down?
Definitely option A. I think option B is a little bit extreme. I wouldn't go along with that. I thought Aubameyang was shit. I thought he was okay. His attitude and his overall play was much better than it's been in the last couple of games. It's still not great, but I thought it was markedly better than what he's been showing in the last couple of games. I think the move back out to the wing has facilitated that. I don't think it's worked with him as that lone striker, as doing the job that Arteta wants their centre forward to do. Lacazette is neither technically good enough with the ball at his feet, as in link-up play. He's not strong enough, and he doesn't win aerial duels. So he was always going to struggle. He looks what he is. He's out of form. Aubameyang of 6 months ago or a year ago, the couple of chances that he had today, he would have absolutely buried them and put them away. I'm thinking of the one at the near post where he almost Phil Babbed it. That he could have just anticipated a little bit better, and he could have scored. And there was another one where he late in the second half, where he took the ball on his left foot and shot kind of straight at the goalkeeper. I think 6 months ago, he probably would have cut in on his right foot and just curled that back into the goal. So I think it will come. I think it's looking better for him without being fantastic at the minute. Sorry if I was a bit long-winded.
Oh, that's good. That's okay. So in other words, it's going to take time. Or it'll either will work or it won't. That's all you really need to know. Josh, 21 shots at goal. I hope you're sitting down. 12 on target. On target, 1 from Bellerin, 1 from Holding, 1 from Tierney, 1 from Willian, which I nearly fainted and Willian got 1 on target. I thought, well, there you go. 1 Aubameyang, 1 Smith-Rowe, 2 Saka, and 4 from Lacazette. Does this mean that we're not going to have another shot on target for the rest of January?
It looks that way, doesn't it, based on previous numbers? But I think the only way is up, wasn't it, when a couple of weeks ago, where it was all very doom and gloom, and some of us were like, you know what, just have the kind of faith. We'll get through this. And it's kind of shown that we're in such a better place. I think are we 6 points off third now? At the moment,
really?
Looking at the table, yeah, the table is fucked up, people.
I want to go and check on that. We have got 23. No, we're 6 points off third, fourth, and fifth, and we're back in a positive goal difference as well with +1.
Exactly, that took us above Leeds as well.
So looking at this, between third and 12th, there's 6 points.
Mm-hmm. It's currently what is it? Five teams on 26 points.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is.
It's a mess, isn't it? It's an absolute fantasy. Considering we were relegation fodder a couple of weeks ago. You know what? It just shows what a difference confidence can make. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's the huge point to take away from this is the confidence that's the difference here, and really got us back into the great run of form that we're in, and will take us through January as well.
Yes, we've got some half decent games coming up that we should be able to win soon. We've got next week a week. I don't even know what day it is. Oh, it's a Saturday apparently. Next Saturday we have got Newcastle in the FA Cup at home. We'll beat them. Then the 14th, I don't know what day of the week that is. We've got Crystal Palace at home, 8 o'clock. We'll beat them. Newcastle at home in the league. After that, we'll beat them. Southampton away in the league. We'll beat them. The next tough game we've got is on the 30th of Jan. At home to Man United. So, I mean, with the way we're going, we could well smash those. And after that, we haven't got any more. That's it. We're going to win every game for the rest of the season, Josh. It's all over.
Exactly.
Just give us the title.
Exactly. It's just
Liverpool are going down.
Don't bother. They haven't got to 40 points yet. So,
yeah, anything's possible. It's like all those dickheads who say that we were going to get relegated. So my tweet that I did on December the 21st, Arsenal are not getting relegated. If we do, I will delete my Twitter and stop podcasting. I thought I said podcasting wrong. I am pinning this tweet. If you think Arsenal are getting relegated, you are fucking deluded. So every time we win, I just retweet that because that's the kind of person I am, Josh. I'm vindictive. I'm small-minded. And here we go, a question for Richard, because I'm giving up on my notes. This is from iClaudius on Twitch. He says, or she, I don't know, it could be a helicopter for all I know, do we need January signings or are Martinelli, Smith Rowe and Partey, in quotes, like new signings?
You've got to love a new signing, haven't you?
That's our favourites.
3 games ago, I would have said absolutely 100%.
Give it another 3 games.
I was thinking. I know, there's been loads of chatter about, is it Bundia? Is that how you pronounce his name?
The
Norwich.
Oh, Norwich. Yes.
I think you're thinking of Ben Rama, the guy who went to West Ham.
I think there's someone beginning with B. It could be Bob, for all I know.
And I just saw some chatter with him, and I'm like, yeah, I would like to sign him. But then I look at what Death Row has done in the last couple of games, and I think, do we really need him? Emile Smith Rowe is doing so well. So it's and do you go short term and you buy someone that you might not need, and then you're stuck with this guy on big wages and you can never bloody sell him, because we never seem to be able to sell anybody from this team. It is a tough one, because I think we're also aren't we struggling with places in the Premier League squad due to not having enough homegrown players, I think, as well.
Josh will know that.
Come on, Josh, save me.
Okay, so it's a problem in January. It's not a problem in the summer, because Nketiah and Willock both are then homegrown next season, because they're both over 21 then.
And then in the summer we've got no Mustafi, no Socrates, no Ozil.
I'm hoping end of January we've got no Socrates, no Ozil, no David Luiz, no Mustafi. They're all complete. Actually, no, you know what? Luiz and Mustafi, I wouldn't say are deadwood yet, but they don't need new contracts. Put it that way. But yeah, I think we do need to do clearing out before we bring people in.
Talking of people, we have already got rid of one. We have the daily Ozil tweet. Cheers, Divian says Ozil just tweeted, "Nice game, my boys." Did he tweet it or did his PR people tweet it? Nice game, my boys. Great spirit. 3 wins in a row. Team looks good with a number 10 like Emile Smith-Rowe, the difference maker. I'm off to Fenerbahce. Fuck all of you. And that's an exact quote. Possibly the last bit. Yeah, so he was a bit quiet after the last game, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very quiet. I think that's why his people have put something out. I think they were busy writing up that article that went, was it for the Mirror? That said that Ozil was the one that said that Mesut Ozil was apparently the best trainer ever at Arsenal ever. You know, it was almost Donald Trumpian, the way that he was kind of blowing his own trumpet, should we say, that, you know, he is the best performer in training without a doubt. I think
he's the best runner. He runs so far.
That is exactly it. And I think the big pointed thing is it's great having a number 10 like Smith-Rowe. Ozil is not a number 10 like Smith-Rowe. He doesn't have that kind of stuff in there. So yeah, I think whatever. Bye, Ozil. See you later. You can enjoy your time at Fenerbahce, but I think you will.
Buster Cherry, bring back Wenger. He was great at selling players. Yeah, Kolasinac has gone, but he's gone with because he's only got 6 months left on his contract. He's gone to the team I can't say. I can't say Schalke.
Hasn't he got 18 months left? He's got 18 months left on his contract.
Oh, of course he has. I have got a list here, and it's yes, his contract runs out in June 2022, along with Lacazette, Elneny, Chambers, Maitland-Niles, Nelson, Nketiah, and Smith-Rowe. So I have that written down. Yes, so he's for the rest of the season has gone on a loan, and he's taken a 50% pay cut. We pay 25%, and the German team, whose name I can't say, is it Schalke?
Schalke.
Fair play to him. Not wanting to sit on the bench, and you know, he actually wants to play football. So more power to him.
Right, let's get back to the game. So some of the I wept at one point. First of all, I expected, we'd seen all that snow. I thought Tierney would come out in just his underpants and socks and be running around and still be the greatest player on the pitch. That bit I've mentioned. In the 15th minute, Josh, that turn lobbed paths from Ceballos to Saka was something from the Matrix. Can you explain how he managed to do that? He had his back. He was facing the goal with his right foot. He got the ball, kicked it over, and it landed at the feet of Saka, who was running down the right wing. He didn't even know he was there. How did that happen?
That's all about training and knowing where your fellow players are meant to be positioned on the pitch.
Okay,
and I think
that never happens here.
Oh, yes. No, sorry. He just hoofed it and it was lucky.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll backtrack on that. Hoofed it was lucky. I think the only thing that kind of let down that move was the fact that Saka miscontrolled it. And it kind of slowed him down a little bit. Otherwise, he was in behind. Yeah, it was a great pass from Ceballos. And I think just generally, I thought his passing was very good.
And a couple of times I got Ceballos and Holding mixed up, and apparently it was Holding that got the assist for 23 minutes. Richard Holding long ball to Kieran and Tierney. Oh, Kieran, I can't say Kieran and Tierney because then my accent goes Irish for no fucking reason. And I've just put here, who does magic? Explain to the wonderful listeners and viewers and people doing neither. Explain that magic for us, because looking back at it, January the 2nd, we've got goal of the season, goal of the month, goal of the decade already, because that was just, I'm going to have a lay down while you talk about it.
It was someone so full of confidence. It was absolutely astounding. He got his head up and he knew that he had the right back's number every single time, and just to do what he did, as in like with the pace, knock it round, just run round him, a bit like what Pierre-Emerick used to do. Pierre-Emerick used to do that to like Jamie Carragher like every other week. Just knock the ball 10 yards, just run round him, and then to not only do that, but then to have the skill to come back inside on his right foot. And I saw the West Brom guy had thought about it, had a cheeky little tug then kind of chickened out of it and let him go and just absolutely twatted it right foot. Beautiful. It was a wondrous goal. And then he celebrated with all the Scottish anger he could muster from his T-shirt limbs. It was just everything about it was glorious. It was absolutely fantastic. Long may it continue, King Tierney.
Josh, when he did that turn, you thought, hold on, he can't sell him. He sold him 3 dummies in a row. In fact, if you go back and have a look at the Hawthorns now, that player's still looking, going, where's he gone? Where's Tierney gone? Absolutely magnificent. Did you expect him to cross it with his left foot, or did you think he's going to be a little bit cheeky and with his right? I didn't even know he had a right foot. With his right foot blocking the back of the net. Because have you seen a better goal this season?
I just don't. Yeah, I have the second goal. To be honest, to be quick, that's the second goal. But yeah, I think Tierney was on a different planet today. I thought it was a bit like he'd known he has defeated the Hulk in training. The left back has left. He is now the undisputed heavyweight champion of the left back at Arsenal. You know, his team lost earlier to Rangers, so he's obviously angry about that as well. I was surprised he didn't come like dressed from Braveheart for that game. You know, in the snow, it's the woad paint across his face.
Woad.
And then just come and snap the corner flag in half and say, Xhaka, Kolasinac, this is what you get when you mess with Tierney. And just showed that he had proper passion. And yeah, you just couldn't help but feel happy for him getting that goal, because there was a lot of frustration that looked to be released when that hit the back of the net as well.
Talking of celebration, Nazika has just subscribed for the 2nd month in a row with their Amazon Prime. Thank you very much, Nazika. We don't use Streamlabs. No, we don't use Streamlab OBS or any of those other things. So there's no notifications up on the screen. We're using StreamYard because, the only way I know is to go and have a look at our Twitch thing on our thing. And then it shows us. So Nazika, thank you very much for that. Oh, let's all have a moment, shall we, just to think about that goal. Everybody just... a deep breath in and slowly let it out and think about it. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Whew. Right, let's move on, shall we? For the next goal. 28th minute, Josh. We'll start with you with this one. Dani, Saka, Laka, Smith-Rowe, Saka to score. Amazing goal. That's all I've wrote. I'm cutting down on the notes. I'm letting the football speak for itself. Tell the beautiful watchers, listeners, and people doing neither your thoughts on that goal and the build-up to the play and just the sheer superbness of it. Have you seen a better goal than this all season? Oh, Richard's fallen over with joy. Oh, no, there he is. Back again.
It was a great goal. It was like a proper Wenger ball goal. I think my girlfriend, who doesn't even like football, I was like, you need to watch this one. And she was like, what? What's going on? What? Every single pass was just, we haven't seen that in, two or 3 seasons?
Just that dirty habit of when we score. When we scored against Brighton, I shouted, you fucking dirty bitch, and started clapping my hands and chanting amongst them. What? And I did it again tonight. I started resorting to calling our players fucking dirty bitches when they scored goals like that. Was that the kind of celebration that your missus went, what's happened?
Yeah, kind of that. She looked up from the iPad going, what? This doesn't sound like an Arsenal game. Not that I've been used to anyway in the last 6 months. There's far too much joy coming from this man's face. It was a great goal, superb bit of interplay. And I think going from what I was saying earlier about Lacazette, you know, have these young players having someone to bounce off from. We said it about Giroud when he was at the club as well. They're having that platform of someone who could interplay. It was great and superb movement from the 2 young guys as well to get through the side and get through that West Brom defensive line.
I think one of the things that made the goal as well, and that Emile Smith-Rowe really brings to the team, is his ability to get beyond the striker. Like I said, he makes that initial pass into Saka, and then he's off. He's on his bike, and he creates the space that then Lacazette can play into. That for me makes the biggest difference, because one of the things that was happening was Lacazette is not doing anything massively different than what he was doing a month ago. It's just that when Lacazette did have the ball, there was statues around him. You know, Willian's not making a run. You know, Pepe not. You know, Pepe doesn't really go that often beyond what the defender's going. No one's making a run behind him, kind of thing.
Like Smith Rowe, when he pulls players out of position and makes holes, no one was doing that.
Yeah, and that's the point Richard was talking about. He was talking about Smith Rowe. Oh, yeah. Cool.
I'm not saying this is what you should be saying. I'm agreeing with him. I noticed on the replay when I think we scored the third goal, Smith Rowe was in the middle by the centre, by the edge of the box, and as he ran forward and to the left, and he took a player with him, and then you think, well, that's leaving more space for other people to come and do, but it just turns out we didn't need it anyway because he went in and scored.
Yeah,
whoever had it on the left hand side, I think it was Tierney put it in for Lacazette. Oh, I'm ruining it now if people don't know what the result was. Someone made Rick D89 on the Twitch says, nice to see we are creating more. Still wish Ozil was on the pitch pulling the strings. Still 8 goals in 3 games and 2 clean sheets on to Newcastle in the FA Cup. Very, very true. Here's a question for you, Richard. Divian says, do you reckon we will finish the season with 60 points? Would that be satisfactory?
What are we on in a minute?
I've got this waiting. We are on 23.
23. Yeah, I guess so. Because well, I don't know. They're saying that they reckon around about 80, 85 might be good enough to win the league because of judging by what everybody's has done at this point and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess so. As long as we're there and thereabouts to like I said, to get into, to break as far as we can go and keep going, you know, I wouldn't, as long as we get over the metaphorical 40 points so we don't get relegated, I'll be happy with that at the very least. But I mean, I don't know. I think maybe 60 points will probably be good enough. I mean, it will be better than what we've got so far in the first half of the league. So yeah, why not?
Josh, more or less than 60? I think more.
Yeah, I think more. It depends on what other teams are doing around us as well. I think 60 points is probably good enough for 8th, 7th, maybe. But if you've got expectations of getting into top 4, which I think we could really do at the moment, you know, there is a really tight bunch in there. But we could start pushing some teams properly. And yeah, I'm more looking at positions rather than number of points, to be honest, because I think we should be able to go on a proper run now. Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to find Divian's comment there because can you write Divian's what we should rename the show? That's what we're going to call the podcast on Thursday when we do it. I haven't got it yet. In January, I will be doing our usual sorting out who's going to be on the shows, and like I did in November, and it worked well. Because I couldn't do it in December, because December is always a mess and no one knows what day of the week is. So I think Josh has done that. Yes, that's what we're going to call it, Divian, this Thursday's podcast. A Tierney Winter Wonderland podcast. Thank you very much. Good name. So where are we down to now? He's a Pick, not a Scot. Oh, that does sound familiar. I don't know why.
It's from the Isle of Man. That's why.
He's from the Isle of Man. I know that. Is that where
Scots that can swim. Gotcha. Richard Morris, freedom. Somebody scored after we scored. I think it was probably the 3rd or 4th goal. There was a player on his knees between the halfway line and their
Ceballos.
Was it punching the floor,
screaming,
going, but I only saw it and they didn't show it in the replay. Was that Ceballos?
Yeah.
He looked like he was trying to do that. What's that in one of the comics where they get on their knee and they punch the floor and something happens? Someone will know. I don't know where I've seen it. It reminds me of something. I don't know. Maybe it's I'm going to move on from that before I show that I know not what I'm talking about. David Cruz, Braveheart, a true story about a little Australian who helps the Scottish. Like Billy Connolly said, I was the only Scotsman not to be in Braveheart ever. It had people who weren't even Scottish in it. Right, going to move down to see if no, going to go move on to my next point that I've made. 35 minutes, 10 shots, 5 on target. I had to reread that. I thought I'd gone mad. 54th minute, Josh. Maitland-Niles on for Bellerin. Was there a reason for that?
I've not seen Arteta's post-match interview. I'm not sure if he's mentioned if it came off. I assume it was an injury that he came off so early. Yeah, I don't know on that. I'm just annoyed because of fantasy football. They didn't take him off in the 60th minute, and I get a clean sheet bonus. But yeah, you can't have everything.
Do you know, Richard?
No, I don't. I haven't heard anything. But like agree with Josh. I think it was that early. That it's probably must be an injury. I'm hoping that it's just a precautionary thing. I think were we 3 up by that point? Or
well, someone here says Matt Roberts says yellow card, so he's really on a yellow card. So maybe, possibly,
maybe.
Yeah, but the score at the point where he went off was he went off on 54, 2-0. We scored 6 minutes later. Right, so that's that thing cleared up. It maybe because he had a yellow card, or because he looked like a shaggy dog stuck out in the rain with his hair and his shorts pulled all the way up to his bum crack. Josh, 60th minute, Lacazette right to Saka, crosses and Ajayi clears against his own post, out to Smith Rowe. He has a shot, then it comes back out again, and Lacazette places it. Bang, 3-0. What sort of dance were you doing at that point?
It was a very interesting dance. That's what I'd go with at that point.
Cool.
I won't mention any further though.
Oh, were you windmilling?
Yeah, maybe. I was going full Newcastle fan from last season, flying down the stands, windmilling. It was great. I just didn't expect us to kind of get another one in that kind of scrappy fashion as well. Part of me was hoping Smith Rowe would get it in, but I think it was Ajayi again who got the block on the line. I thought initially he could hit in the nuts, so I think that was the main reason why I was like, "Oh, look at this goal! This guy gets hit in the nuts." It hits him in the chest, sadly. But yeah, I think it was exactly what Lacazette had kind of deserved up until that point for his performance, and then his goal afterwards, well, just was the icing on the cake.
Certainly was. Kayan Jackson from Jamaica says, "Happy New Year, everybody." Certainly is. Happy made up a time in a point in space that has no relative to anything other than people on this planet. New Year to all of you. Oh, a superhero landing, Deadpool movie. There you go. That's it. Cheers, Matt. Matt knows. Richard, would you like to say anything about the third goal, or do you want to move on to the fourth goal?
Move on to the fourth goal. I think Josh has covered it superbly.
Do you need my notes? Because all I've got is we counter-attack with Xhaka, Alba, Tierney crosses for Lacazette. That's all I've put.
Yeah, sums up pretty well. The one thing I would bring up with that goal is the run. So what minute was that the fourth goal was in? It was fairly late-ish in the game, wasn't it?
64th.
60, well, not too bad, but still, the run that our Scottish hero, or was it the pick hero, whatever you want to call him, made from like the save from our own box, absolutely flying down that left wing to join the attack, to be slid in, was again absolutely fantastic. I thought Lacazette did really well because it wasn't the easiest chance to put away. It was like, kind of high and above and on. Like say, I think he got in with his knee. But it was just again the devastating counter-attack football. It was brilliant, and again no less than what Lacazette's hard work and endeavour deserved. I thought he was, I'm the first to criticise Lacazette when he's been poor in games and things like that. He was absolutely superb today, and I can hear the pirate cackling with glee at how we're now waxing lyrical over Lacazette. But it was absolutely superb. Like I said, absolutely brilliant desire from Tierney to get that far. And like I say, you've got to be in there with a shout. Like the one thing I will say, like the West Brom's defending was absolutely shambolic. Like absolutely nobody picking him up at all.
Three of their players learned their defending. Gibbs didn't play, but I nearly forgotten his name again. Carl Bartley, there you go. And Ajayi, who was only at us for a couple of years. You can learn where and see where they learn their defending. Josh, thoughts on that goal?
Yeah, and at that point, you think maybe Sam Johnson came through our academy as well with his goalkeeping.
Did he?
No, he didn't. I think he came through Man United.
No.
I think it was Man United. But yeah, they weren't, as Richard kind of said, the defending was atrocious from them. But you know what? We had to take advantage, and we did. And if that's all we need to kind of help build this confidence up, then I'm happy if we're, taking these kind of chances and putting them away. But as you kind of said before, the right back, I'm not sure. I can't remember who the right back is for West Brom. Not that I'll remember anyway.
Was it Furlong?
It might have been Furlong. Yeah, he was having a torrid time with Tierney. I have no idea why Big Sam didn't think to, maybe put someone else on to give him a hand. But yeah, we were absolutely superb. And that just kind of rounded off Lacazette's performance as well. Because I think he has really deserved those kind of, the 2 goals today.
I did say that when he was dropped about October, November time, I said he started off the season 3 goals in 3 games. And Chris said to everybody, just stick with him. He'll score goals. That is his job. And we see that we've got the 2 main strikers at the club, Aubameyang, who looks like he can't be bothered. But at no point has Lacazette at any time during this season looked like he couldn't be bothered. Asking a striker to play sweeper, defender, striker, you were asking so much of him. And now, like you were saying earlier on, Richard, he's got the players around him to do the running. How many times did you see Lacazette coming back and doing some defending? No need for it, is there? We've got the right players doing the right jobs. Isn't surrounding him by lazy-ass players that are only going, well, this is only my section. It's almost like, when you do zonal marking, it's like we have players that do zonal attacking. That's it. I'm only doing my zonal attacking from this part of the right hand of the pitch. If ball goes anywhere else, not my problem.
I think with Lacazette, a little bit is, I don't want to be like a revisionist kind of thing, and because he's playing so well at the minute. He was poor for large spells of the thing, and I think I think as we touched upon earlier, I think players around him making runs for him, and because if you make a run, you're going to take a defender away from you, away from Lacazette, which is going to give him more space. So I think that's a big thing. But he's he's like the little girl in the story. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's horrid, kind of thing. He's not been in great form. But at the minute, this season, he's apart from like a little blip, he's been brilliant. You cannot, and if you're gonna fault him and criticize him, you've got to give him the kudos when he starts delivering and he's doing really, really well, and which he is. More power to the guy. Yeah,
Josh, do you think, were you surprised that West Brom kept falling for the same move from Tierney over and over and over again? At no point do they go, he's going to cut inside. Only because they did. Saka started doing the same thing as well, didn't he? I mean, Saka was going down on the right and cutting in on his left. He's going full. I mean, we had like 2 Aaron Robbins playing all the whole time. You knew what they were going to do. They just kept doing it.
Yeah, we were just. We. I think it's where you go with the quality of the side that we were playing, as well as how good our players are. Was that this West Brom side was not good. They were being asked to come out and play, and they just couldn't do it. And yeah, I think that what we saw from our players were, we could look back and say, oh, Liverpool, only managed to get a draw against them, and the same with Man City as well. But maybe, Kieran Tierney's the best left back in Scotland. And Saka is better than Salah. There we go. There's the dodgy opinion for the evening for everybody.
Nice. You can see why Big Sam wants football shut down for COVID, don't you? So he could spend like 11 weeks absolutely drilling them guys on how to defend. 2 banks of 4. Don't you think he's that northern? But
Oh, there you go.
I think when the 4th one went in, Big Sam was ready for his pint of wine and gravy chaser because he was done.
I swear Big Sam is from like Essex or something like that, but he seems northern to me.
Yeah, he's got that vibe. Sorry.
People, if you want to put your questions in there, Josh is going to now go and have a look through some of your previous questions. And then if you can, people, if you've asked a question, just type it again. Save Josh having to go up and look through all the questions. So while you're doing that and Josh is braving himself, just wrap up the game. We then made some substitutions. 71st minute, Willian came on for Saka. Richard, thoughts on that? And thoughts on Willock coming on for Smith Rowe? I don't really think either of them did much.
No, not massively. I was very pleased when both of them came off. I want them, wrapped up in cotton wool now. The game was won. It was done, dusted. For two separate reasons. Saka has played so much football that I don't want to overdo him, and Smith Rowe hasn't got the greatest injury record, and he's just coming back from a layoff. So it was good to get them both off the pitch. I initially, as soon as you could see the difference between Saka and Willian, in the sense of Saka would get the ball and his first instinct was to go forward, whereas Willian seemed, especially at the start, a little bit more cautious kind of thing. He started to grow into it a little bit, put in a couple of dangerous crosses, and he tried the old cut in, the Iron Robin cut inside and have a shot, but his weaker foot's nowhere near as good as old King Tierney's. But yeah, I was pleased with it and fine with it to see out the game. Give Willian some minutes. I'm hoping he, probably I would imagine he'll get some minutes in the FA Cup game against Newcastle, and also give some minutes to Willock, because he hasn't played a whole bunch, and get them on there. But it was more to wrap up Smith Rowe and Saka in some cotton wool.
Good. And for people who didn't see the game, unused subs: Luiz, Martinelli, El Neni, Gunnar the Runner, Runnerson, Nketiah and Pepe. Quite surprising to see that none of those actually got a game. But I do like you were saying, Arteta's management of bringing off our stars and not playing them until their legs fall off. And it's good to see that I think Smith Rowe has gone ahead of Willock because Willock had played more games than anyone else last season, admittedly a lot as substitute, not the most amount of minutes, but Willock is really struggling to establish himself and do much when he does get the chances. Not that he's terrible, not that he's done, but Smith Rowe has had these three starts in a row, or 3 games in a row, and he has just grabbed it and gone, I'm having this. And I just love players. That's why I like Nelson, players who play with their socks down. Talking of playing with your socks down, did you see Tierney's 2 shin pads? One Celtic 63, one Arsenal 3. Did you see that?
No.
Yes, do you see that, Josh?
No.
There's a photo of him, and he's got his 2 shin pads. One is the Celtic crest with number 63, and the other one's his Arsenal one, which I think was really good. At the end of the show, and one of you two remind me, I want to ask you for your moment of the game and your man of the match before we close. So, Josh, time for some questions.
Okay. Oh, I'm asking them, Mike. It seems so.
I've done everything else. You just sat there and looked pretty all night. I need a rest. I need a breather.
That's true. Sorry. You haven't podcasted for like a week, so I can see you're a bit rusty.
You're still walking out pressing all the buttons when you and John did it.
Exactly. Wiping them clean, disinfecting them. Well, Richard, I think you can work out where this question's coming. It's coming your way. From Archangel, has Arteta learned how to make substitutions?
Yeah, I get a yes and no kind of thing. It's got better. It also helps when the people you're bringing on and the team initially are playing with more confidence and are better. One of the things that Arteta was praised for in straight after like Project Restart was in the water breaks. He was really good at galvanizing the team and making little adjustments in the in with those water breaks. So I don't know if he's got better at it. The team are just playing a lot better. They're a lot more confident, a lot more aggressive, a lot more forward thinking. So I don't know if I would say he is or he isn't. I just think the team as a whole is better, and as a consequence, everything is better. Because like I say, he did have those little water break moments where he was changing bits and pieces. So yeah, a little bit yes, a little bit of no, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Dani, from Julian Salmondo in Colombia, I think because he's not moving around at the moment, seeing as COVID. Can't be doing those cartel runs at the moment. Stay safe, people. If we sold Hector, do you think Ainsley Maitland-Niles would be happy playing right back?
No.
Cool. All right. Next
Short
question.
and sweet.
He said he doesn't want to play there. I think he doesn't even want to play right wing. He wants to play in the middle. And I think right wing or in the middle he'd be happy with, but it's a bit of a waste for him to be playing a player in that position of that he can do so much more from other parts of the pitch.
Do you reckon the rumours of us buying Lamptey have got any legs? The Brighton right back.
Josh will know more than me.
I don't think so. I don't think there's enough in it for me. He's a good player, but the biggest problem is Brighton are so heavily reliant on him as a creative outlet that you're going to have to pay stupid money to get him out of there. And it's not something that would be worth our while. The other thing I would say is he plays most games right wing back, not right back, which is a slight nuance on what he actually needs to do defensively as well. It kind of helps him look better than potentially he is. He's still a great player, but for me, I don't know. I don't think we need to really look at the right back position for me. We've got pressing issues elsewhere. Maitland-Niles, Bellerin and Cedric are perfect squad level players at the moment that will get us through next season. And I wouldn't look to upgrade. I thought Bellerin was up there as one of the best players we had in the first half because of the fact he progresses the ball so well. We don't have a midfielder that can do that at the moment. I'm happy for when, Ceballos doesn't carry the ball that often. Xhaka definitely doesn't carry the ball. So yeah, having Bellerin in the side makes a huge difference to us when he brings it up centrally. You see it in the build up to the second goal. Is that all starts with Bellerin grabbing the ball from deep and running forward with it. The pass isn't anything special. It's just straight into Smith Rowe. And then the whole combination play then starts, but that comes from Bellerin bringing the ball up. And I think that's the thing that's really key and is something that Maitland-Niles doesn't necessarily bring to his game necessarily. And certainly not from right back anyway. So I would... continue where we're at right back. I wouldn't bother making any changes because we've got so many other issues we need to look at. We need another centre back. We need to upgrade that midfield, and we probably need to look at another striker in the summer as well. But yeah, right back is not something that concerns me. Next question. Let's go to Richard, let's go to you. From Phil Macker, was tonight simply down to confidence?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I've said it about bored you guys to death with it 6 or 7 times today. Yeah, it's the confidence is everything. Without confidence, you don't make that run. Without confidence, you don't try that bit of skill. Confidence is such a major commodity in football. 4 games ago is like night and day to what we get, and the players are the same for the most part. We're playing the same positions and same. It's just everything is just confidence. It's so important and so vital, and you can see the massive difference in pretty much every player in the squad. I mean, like I said, the impotence of Martinelli. I think you cannot understate his return, what his return brought to the team in sheer work rate and stuff like that, which is seemingly galvanized everybody. Everybody else is a little bit quicker off the mark. Everybody else is a little bit more positive on the ball. It's the amount of times the back end of November, middle of December, where I'm screaming at the TV, stop going backwards, or the other thing was somebody go to the ball. Everybody's standing off, everyone's scared. But now, like I say, now we've got a bit of confidence. We've got them wins. We've got that, the Chelsea game and stuff like that. We've got the wins under our belts. We're able to make a give and go. We're able to. Tierney's able to stick his chest up, knock the ball 15 yards, and just run round the right back like he's not even there. It's such a powerful commodity in the game, and I'm glad we've got some confidence back.
Yeah, I completely agree as well. That getting those kind of 4 goals as well, whilst the Brighton result was kind of a scrappy 1-0, kind of gave us that platform. And again, this 4-0 gives us another platform to grow. And form isn't just a kind of a thing you see on the table. It really is a tangible product, and is something that the team can, really go with going forward as well. Dani, question for you. I'm going to quickly say Jimmy H32. I think we covered that on the window. This one is from Liam Greyhurst. Does Guendouzi still have a future at the club?
No, I think because he's only got his. I'm going to go and check. I made a list of all the contracts because it's something people are talking about so much at the moment. Apparently, his contract doesn't end at the end of next season, which I thought it did. Did he get a renewal or something like that?
I thought we signed him to a long deal, like a 5-year one.
When he signed. Didn't he? He was signed. He was really good, and then we gave him a better deal for longer term, which I think is regretting now. He's been okay with Hertha Berlin. He scored a really good goal. I think it's his first goal he scored. Has he never scored a goal for us in the league? I think he scored one outside of the league.
He scored one goal for us. It was against Man City, I think. When was it against Man City?
I vaguely remember him scoring, but I think it's a little bit too soon to decide whether he's going to be he's got a future. He's got to see out the rest of the season with Hertha Berlin, and then we're going to see what players are going to come in, and then what does he add to the side? Because at the moment, where would he fit? Like tonight's side, where would he have fitted into that side? For someone, all he does is he runs constantly like a little terrier and nipping at your heels, and that's the kind of job that Xhaka and both Ceballos are doing together tonight. And so maybe if he came in, but then do you want that disruptive influence at the club? Personally, he's a great future. Years to come, he'll go on and do great stuff. But no, I don't think he's going to do it with us. I think the club will look to cash in on that. If he has a good loan spell with Hertha, it'll be worth more money. Get rid of him in the summer. But I don't think he's got a future while Arteta's manager.
Yeah, I completely agree as well. I think there's great other players out there. You know, they might not necessarily be Arsenal players, but we can pick them up and move them on. Oh, Dani, that's a very light-noted message to put up there.
Oh, I didn't read that. I know it's the Steve. He's Steve Rogers. He's actually
Captain America.
He certainly is. I've known Steve for many, many years, and he is a scumbag. So I hope his missus kills him in his sleep.
Oh. Well, that's a very choice note to really wrap up all the questions.
That went the other way, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did.
We used to have this thing years ago where I'd tweet him and go, I can't believe you found out that information about Thingy Bob joining Arsenal. And then we'd get loads of retweets and followers. And we did that for all of one summer once. And then found out after a while that people used to get very annoyed with it when you actually knew nothing. So, yeah, Steve, you're a scumbag.
Right. I think one last question then on that note. And I think I'm going to answer this one because I'm going to be selfish. Is from Devian, who has already asked us a few questions. Says, why does everyone think Willock is a number 10 and not a box-to-box midfielder? I think mainly because Willock has played in a lot of interesting positions. Should we say? He had that spell at false 9. He had that kind of spell. He doesn't look convincing for me in a midfield 2 as a box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't necessarily look like he's got everything to his game yet. I think in a 3, he'd be perfect for us. And yeah, he'd be a box-to-box midfielder rather than a 10. It's just that his attributes at the moment are a little bit odd. I think what also doesn't help him is he's listed as a 10 on FIFA. So that's why people assume it. And yeah, I think that's it, Dani. That is it for all of the questions that we feel like answering because we've gone over an hour and someone would be shouting at you to get on with it.
No, I can hear him in the clouds. Get on with it. Before we go, moment of the game. While you two are thinking, my one is going to be at some point when we were attacking down the right hand in the second half, Holding decided to kick the ball the length of down the right wing, and Saka just looked around and went, "What the fuck was that? What the fuck are you doing? You fucking idiot!" That was my moment of the match. Josh, you got one?
I'm going to go with the easy one. It's the second goal.
Well, there you go. That's short and sweet. Someone needs a wee. Richard?
My moment of the match was Bernd Leno making a tremendous save to keep his sheet clean and shut up all the people who are saying, "Oh, Martinez is much better than him."
Fair enough. And finally, someone say Diego Costa's gone somewhere apart from mad.
As long as he hasn't turned up at the Emirates, I don't care.
No, what an absolute tool of a human being. Holding will just spend the entire time bullying him. Right, Josh, your man of the match.
Lacazette.
Can't argue with that, or maybe Richard does. Richard, your man of the match.
Kieran Tierney. Yes, Kieran Tierney. He was excellent.
And according to Opta, Lacazette got a 9.4 man of the match. Kieran got a 9.2, but I'm going to go with Tierney just because the amount of work that he did, the amount of just the goals and everything he did was magnificent. But Lacazette did the job he's paid to do.
Tierney did it very well.
Tierney, you're paid to defend, son. You need to get back in your box and stop setting up goals, scoring goals, and being just generally brilliant. Because you will never learn Spanish, so you ain't going to Spain, my old fruit, and you're not going to Italy. They eat the Scottish in Italy. That's a fact. I've seen Gladiator. They push you in a well and then eat you. Don't go there. If anyone knows him, tell him stay at Arsenal until he's 50. So
he can't have another team's shin pad. He's got the 2 now. It's done.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, you don't want to know what will be on his third leg.
Again, if he has a COVID injection, he probably would grow a 3rd leg and a 4th leg and a 5th leg, and then he can have as many teams as he wants. Mike Harneman says Tierney. Naz says Tierney. Formerly knows Tierney. Liam Tierney. They're just trying to get me to say it. Phil Macker is. I'm off to watch Doctor Who and drink port. 12. Stephen says Kieran.
What 12-year-old is drinking port, Dani?
He's in the dark depths of Norwich. He has to. It's the only way he can get by. Poor bloke. Archangel, they may take the piss, but they'll never take our freedom. Avon, Tierney will never get a work permit after independence. Kartik, Tierney. Stefan says Lacazette. There you goes, your bum chum, Josh. Steph, you dirty bum lick. You'll have none of that here. You don't agree with Josh. Naz says, what a brilliant game. Stephen Edwards says, thank you very much for the show. Blah, blah. Chris Baird says, Wolves. Not sure what I imagine. Mike Harneman says, we're going to win the league. And Naz Osman will end it on. It's 2:30 a.m. in Nairobi, which is in Africa, people. Unlike Timbuktu, we know where Nairobi is. So, there you go. So, last thing I should do is say thank you very much, Richard, for joining us. And as emergency guest, we had to break the glass and set you free.
Thanks for having me on, lads. Always a pleasure.
Good. Thank you very much, Josh, for being here for some of the show and making sure that we were late with your shitty equipment. If I was there, I'd go past your bike. I'd give it a kick as I went by, and I'd look at you in disdain and go, what do you think of that?
I was also here as an emergency guest when John pulled out with the whatever he's got.
Everything. He's got it all.
Everything.
COVID's the least of his worries. If you find it might make him feel a bit better if he got a touch of that. Anyway, yes, thank you very much, Josh. I've not sorted out Thursday's podcast. I will let you know 5 minutes before we start whether you're on or not. Is that okay?
Yeah, if you could give me 4 minutes, that'd be great.
Anything more than that is a waste. Right then, thank you very much to everybody who's joined us tonight. We've still got 148 of you watching. If you people got nothing better to do with your time, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you didn't like it. Click share. I've never seen anyone click the share button and share it on their Twitters. So go and do that lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are about to hit 7,000 subscribers, and we have been doing this 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We're in our 9th fucking year, you freeloading scumbags. We've only got 7,000 subscribers. What the fuck are you doing? How dare you? I looked at our stats. Only 30% of you shitbags have actually bothered subscribing, the ones who watch. If you don't subscribe, don't watch. I'm not letting you. I've got a note from my mum. It says, if you can't be able to subscribe, don't watch. You scum. Not 7,000. There's podcasts out there that don't even know that we played at Highbury. They don't even know anything other than fucking Wenger. And they've got 50,000 subscribers. They don't even know fuck all about football. So don't go and unsubscribe from them and bring your subscription here. We don't want your money. Your money's no good to us. We don't need it. We're all rich. We're all rich with love. Love for Arteta. On that note, I'm going to say good night. Subscribe, shitbags. Goodbye. You sicken me.